Hello 2D designers. In this part of our visual book screencast, we're going to add in a small additional piece of text here. And I know I said maximum 7 words, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm about to add about 5 more words, but for me, the meaning of this quote really needed these, so I'm giving myself permission to use these words, and perhaps you'll give yourself permission to add in a few more words if that's what your design needs. So I'm going to grab the type tool, and I'm going to click up here. Again, I'm just doing it up there because I'm avoiding this large letter E. There's my lorem ipsum, and I'm going to type in my additional words, and that is, I'm typing in because joy is what the earth gives me every day. Alrighty, so we can see the plus sign, and that definitely means there's more text for me to see here. And also I'm going to highlight all of that text, and I am going to make it smaller. I'm going to make it 60 points. I am also going to bring this forward above the E, so it's in front of the E, and I'm also going to make it white. Let's click this and make it white. And let's bring this so it becomes a smaller block of type. And I'm going to now drag this down here, and I need it to be smaller, and I'm going to go ahead and do it using the move tool. I want to change this arrangement just a little bit. Let me go back and click the type tool, click to activate this, and I want to make this phraseology to be because joy is what the earth gives me every day. And I have to tell you, I'm going to go back. And it just needs to be smaller. There we go. That's what I want. Great. The first line is slightly shorter, the middle line, and then the last line is longer. So that's beginning to look like what I want for the design. Now I'm going to do a couple of things here. I feel like these words are a little bit hard to read on this background, and I also want to emphasize this word joy. So I'm actually going to take joy out of this type box, and I'm going to give myself another type box, and in that one I'm going to write the word joy, but I'm going to allow it to be even larger. So pull this down. There we go, and make this larger. There. Because joy is what the earth gives me every day. So I've emphasized this word joy by making it larger, and I think that reads just a little better. There we go. And I also want to bring emphasis to this last bit of text by putting a shape behind it. And for that, I'll go over to this rectangle tool, and we'll come in here. Now let's do this on a layer here. I'm going to come in from off the page. Again, I'm avoiding that letter E because it's a bossy letter E. There we go. And it filled with the foreground color. So let's go in and select a different color, and I am using the eyedropper tool to give us sort of a yellowy golden green Actually, I like that. Let's try that. And I'm going to do Command Delete to fill that. Oh, Option Delete to fill that. And coming back to the layers, I need this rectangle to drop behind those words. There we go. Let's take a look at that and see how that reads. Also, I think, let's click on this again for properties. There is a stroke and I don't want a stroke. So I'll say no stroke. There. Now when I click away from this, that's just a colored box. And there we go. That gives some emphasis to the words, makes them easier to read. But there's like a lot of separation. So what if we could take that and lower its opacity? So let's go ahead and highlight this rectangle layer, come up to fill, and now we're lowering the opacity, same thing as transparency, adding transparency. So we are creating layers and using transparency to make this piece feel holistic, related. Great, so we now have a block of text. We've used size to make emphasis, and we've used a shape, a transparent shape, to make this more legible. We just have one more screencast, and in that screencast we're going to talk about a couple of pieces of information that need to be in your book. You need to have your name as the author, and we need to have the quote attributed, an attribution for the quote, and that's what we'll do in the next video. See you then.